Brendan Slade and Alex Q. For San Diego, Ben Stewart, and a surprise scratch, Curtis Dixon. So 1 point shy of 1,000 in his career, and Dixon will sit tonight, presumably on the back end of the back-to-back. Get his legs a little bit of a rest with 34 years under his belt. That will be one of the big matchups on San Diego's offense. Throw Jacob Dunbar into the mix with a great first goal. And, I mean, we're on pace for an absolute shootout here tonight. Dunbar slides into Curtis Dixon's place tonight and brings something very different as Ierlan wins his third faceoff in 3 tries. Now, Mark Matthews floors, so while the entire San Diego defensive unit was focusing on trying to provide pressure on ball, Matthews cuts right down the middle, and that's the last guy in the league you want to see streaking down as TD starts with 4 for 4 clean wins. Well, Ierlan last night won 26 of 31 against Las Vegas. Toronto is off to the races. Couldn't even tell you if they played a game last night or not. Well, last night, the Rock fell behind 2-0 before ripping off 4 in a row to take the lead for good in that game before winning 16-11. They have wasted no time tonight as Tom Schreiber scored the game's first goal 21 seconds in. Now 3-1 as a scrappier loose ball this time after Ierlan won 4 consecutive cleanly, and Baptiste is decleated by Phil Mazuka as another faceoff is controlled by Toronto. Get to that ideal shooting spot, and while Nick Rose is one of the best goaltenders in the game, nobody's stopping Austin Stotts when he gets to that area of the floor. Impressive stuff from 83 in gold. And nonetheless, against probably the best defender for Toronto right now, Brad Cree, placed, allowing Burke to snatch it out of the air and place it in the top right of the goal in a split-second blink of an eye, not giving Rose a chance. Leclerc and Burke, dangerous duo. That had shades of a right-handed Mark Matthews from what we saw Matthews do for Corey Small just a few minutes ago on the other end. It did. Both of the Toronto defensemen, one of the things you want them to have to make difficult plays. You want Trey Leclerc to have to throw a difficult backhanded pass as opposed to just letting him get underneath for a diving shot. So San Diego's ability to execute on those backhanded passes, Toronto's ability to push transition, execute on some of those miscommunications from San Diego. We got a smorgasbord of great goals here tonight. Baptiste breaks free, looking for his first of the season, and Rose chicken wings it for a save. It looked, Corbeil kept his momentum going when it wound up in Matthews' stick. He just had an easy pass for a one-on-none. How much of that is instincts as opposed to training, recognizing the play isn't getting to the right spot? A lot of it is recognition and just kind of having a veteran presence. It also helps to know that you have a guy like Matthews who we can talk about his passing and his shooting all day, but let's not forget, if a ball's ricocheted anywhere, his head has a vacuum attached to it. So knowing that you have players like Matthews on the floor gives you all the more confidence to follow up your shot. As Trey Leclerc, Wesley Berg, Austin Stotts, and Jacob Dunbar have scored for San Diego. For Toronto, Mark Matthews, Tom Schreiber, Dan Lintner, and Chris Corbeil. It has been all TD Ierlan at the faceoff dot, however, as Toronto continues to dominate possession. And not just winning the faceoffs, but winning them cleanly, getting his teammates possession makes all the difference in the world. Schreiber feeding Boucher continues after his big night on Friday. He had 7 an evening ago. He has his first of the night. And Toronto, another quick answer. Boy, so difficult to defend. Sometimes less is more with movement. We see Boucher just set a little bit of a screen, and the patience by Tom Schreiber. He knew that that play was going to develop and get Boucher an open look. So instead of going towards the net, instead of getting a defenseman to commit to him to get on his hands, he just sits back and patiently waits, throws a pass to Boucher, who had the ideal shooting spot right in the center, had the entire net to shoot on. Beautiful two-man game from Boucher and Schreiber. 19 goals for Chris Boucher this season. Scored his 100th career goal last night in his 5th NLL season. Been a bit of a journeyman. Last playing in Halifax. Originally drafted by